Folks, do you remember this clip? The clip heard around the world. The clip that will be following AngelReese for the rest of her career. As long as her games don't sell out, as long as her games don't attract a good number of celebrities, as long as her games don't have any type of viewership motion, for lack of better terms, as long as all those three facts remain the same, this clip is going to follow her forever.
Ever. Notice how the loudest claims often collapse under the gentlest questioning. Ask someone to back up their bold claims with actual evidence. A Chicago Sky reporter recently asked AngelReese about her bold statement. From last season, people watch women's basketball because of Me Too, and her two-word response has gone viral for all the wrong reasons.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of Me Too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Want y'all to realize that while we'll reveal that uncomfortable moment shortly, the real story lies in the numbers. Is Reese really the draw, or has she just been riding CaitlinClark's coattails? All this time we'll dive into this hilarious case of foot and mouth syndrome as a reminder not to write checks you can't cash if your team. Clark comment baby goat over baby giraffe down below.
It's been so long since I've seen this clip, I forgot how arrogant AngelReese sounded. I forgot how full of herself AngelReese sounded. I forgot not only how nasty she sounded, the nasty facial expressions coinciding with her answer. You can see it clear as day. It's written on her face. She's disgusted that she's not getting the credit that she deserves.
Remember when AngelReese told the world, people watch women's basketball because of Me Too? That bold statement from last year's WNBA season just crashed into reality in spectacular fashion. I guess the words reality is coming was really meant for
Sorry, young lady. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody would be watching the WNBA additionally for you. This is all about CaitlinClark. CaitlinClark is bringing the money to the game, the planes to the game, the TV viewership. The WNBA is on fire because of CaitlinClark.
During the height of her rivalry with CaitlinClark, repositioned herself not just as a great player, but as a viewership magnet. After LSU's victory over Iowa a couple of years ago, Ree didn't shy away from the spotlight. She embraced it, claimed it, and essentially told everyone she was just as responsible for the record-breaking viewership as Clark was. The narrative she created was crystal clear. Women's basketball needed both of them.
So AngelReese was asked about this exact statement, and she decided to duck it.
Fast forward to a recent Chicago Sky press conference to kick off the 2025 season. A reporter directly asked Ree about that famous claim, whether she still believed people were watching women's basketball because of her too.
Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you too. A year later, do you feel like you're
Next question.
Yeah, we'll move on. Thank you. Move on to Zoom.
Response to uncomfortable words that spoke volumes. Next question. The entire room felt the awkwardness. No explanation, no defense, no statistics to back up her previous boast. Just a swift dodge that revealed more than any answer.
Now, keep in mind, whoever asked this, and there's people clowning the person that asked this, it was her statement going during the basketball season from last year, and the person's asking for her current feelings on said statement, her own statement, She pulled a next question. She ducked that. She duck goose that right out of existence.
This moment wasn't just uncomfortable, it was revealing when confronted with her own words Ree couldn't defend them with. Actual evidence, and honestly, why would she try? The numbers tell a completely different story than the one she tried selling us last year. Let's look at the numbers. Last year's average home attendance for the Chicago Sky was a mere 8,000 fans per game. The Indiana Fever, every game was sold out at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, packing over 17,000 fans per outing.
She talked about sold out arenas. What arenas are selling out that CaitlinClark isn't playing in? I need to know. I need to know. But the Las Vegas Aces. No, the Las Vegas Aces sell out their season tickets. Tell me somebody who's selling out every damn place they go that's not named CaitlinClark. Tell me somebody who's attracting celebrities, numerous celebrities everywhere they go, not named
Fast forward to this year, let's take Reese's preseason homecoming game at LSU, where Reese should have massive support. This is her college stomping grounds, where she won a championship and built her brand. The result, a measly 6,000 fans showed up at Pete Maravich Assembly Center, an arena that holds over 13,000 people, not even half full for the return of their champion. That's not exactly a ringing endorsement of her star power.
Her statements from last year, that's from a circus. That was a clown show statement to have made about watching for us and blah, 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 blah.
It gets worse when you look at her other preseason games. The Chicago Sky home game against the Minnesota Lynx drew just 4,600 attendees. Think about that. Her own WNBA home court couldn't even fill 5,000 seats. Another game against the Lynx this time in Minnesota managed only 7,600 fans, and let's be honest, most of those fans came to see the home team Lynx. These aren't the numbers of someone driving a basketball revolution there. The attendance figures of any other WNBA game.
We're going to find out very quickly who amongst the Chicago Sky fans are really and truly basketball fans, or are they AngelReese, the content creator, fans? Because, and you got some of those folks obviously tuning in for basketball, but is it because of AngelReese or for the best interest of the Chicago Sky team and you want to see them win ball games?
The pattern couldn't be clear. Game after game, the stands tell the story that Ree doesn't want to address. Reese's mother tried damage control on social media after the LSU game, posting
AngelReese's mom taking to X to tweet this after all of the hullabaloo about CaitlinClark and the high ratings. She says, that certain fan base looking in the stands celebrating attendance, while others are looking up in the rafters celebrating championship banners. We ain't the same. Different year, same haters. Have a great day. Well, all right. It is a different year, and it is the same haters, but I think you're calling yourself out, Mama Reese.
The defensive tone speaks volumes. When you can't win with facts, attack the people pointing them out. That next question moment wasn't just Reese dodging an uncomfortable reporter. It was her avoiding a confrontation with the uncomfortable truth about her actual impact on attendance. She made a claim she can't back up, and now the receipts are coming due. The numbers don't require interpretation or spin. They stand on their own as clear evidence that something doesn't add up, and trust me, these attendance figures are about to look even more embarrassing when we compare them to what's happening with CaitlinClark and the Indiana Fever. The attendance numbers for Reese's games reveal the harsh truth she's not willing to face. Talking about being a draw and actually being one are two completely different things.
And said next question So she doesn't want to take responsibility for her own words.
While Ree dodges questions about her impact, CaitlinClark doesn't need to say a word. The numbers paint a picture so clear. It's almost embarrassing for anyone who tried to compare themselves to her.
AngelReese voluntarily went on a, quote, they're watching for me too, and I want y'all to realize that rant, because she wanted that attention. She created the drama, asking her about her comment as we enter a new season is perfectly normal and not stirring things up. Absolutely.
Remember Clark's homecoming game at Carver Hawkeye Arena, the entire venue. 15,000 seats sold out in just 45 minutes. That's faster than you can watch a single quarter of basketball. People weren't just buying tickets, they were racing to get them like their lives depended on it, and who could blame them? This wasn't just another basketball game. It was a phenomenon.
It's CaitlinClark Mania, and here we go again. 1.3 million people tuned in on Sunday afternoon to see CaitlinClark return to Iowa as a professional and start raining in three-pointers from ridiculous distances.
Reese's camp will argue her fan base is just limited to Iowa and Indiana. Well, let's look at the receipts. Clark's jersey became the second biggest selling jersey in basketball in 2024, only next to the great Steph Curry. And Reese, she's not even in the top 10 Clarks. The only WNBA player there. Think about that. Caitlin's moving more merchandise than NBA veterans with multiple championships, including LeBron James, and according to analysts, she's on track to claim the second spot in all-time WNBA jersey sales during her sophomore season. These aren't just good numbers, they're history-making numbers.
What about viewership? Tell me everybody who's getting consistently over 1 million views on their basketball games, not named Caitlin. Oh, okay. And then AngelReese goes into, I'll be happy to play the villain role. I'll be happy to play the villain, but don't be mean to me. Don't be mean to me. But I'll be happy to play the villain role.
Want to see the contrast get even starker? Look at the ticket prices. Preseason games, yes, preseason games, featuring Clark average more than $600 per ticket. That's not a typo, over $600. To watch exhibition basketball, those are figures that would make some NBA teams jealous. In fact, that average is the highest ever recorded for a basketball game at any level, including men's and women's college games. Clark didn't just break records, she shattered them.
AngelReese, why are we next? This guy set you up perfectly to give an answer of you being full of yourself. Oh, I'm so glad you asked that. They are only watching because of me too. They only know that other girl because of me too. They only go to her games instead of my games because of me too. They only watch all of her games instead of watching all of my games because of me too. She's the #1 jersey seller in the WNBA. Why? Because of me too. That's why. Time Magazine Sports, because of me. Everything CaitlinClark has is because of me. Angel, you could have done that.
The impact extends beyond just filling arenas. Teams scheduled to play against the Fever are literally moving their home games to larger NBA arenas just to accommodate the demand. This has never happened for Ree or any other player in the history of the league. Then there's the merchandise explosion. The Indiana Fever launched their Now You Know campaign centered around Clark, and sales are through the roof across all product categories. They even created a tour-style t-shirt that reads, "Every game is a home game," a nod to how Clark draws crowds everywhere she goes. The campaign isn't subtle about what's happening. The Fever are now a must-watch franchise, and everyone knows exactly why.
I saw this thread on Twitter. I was shocked by it. I was pleasantly shocked and surprised. I thought it was so cool and so savage.
Perhaps the most telling evidence of all, the Fever will have 41 out of 44 games nationally televised this season. That's 93% of their schedule. For context, this coverage surpasses even The Los Angeles Lakers, who had 39 games. On national TV, when a WNBA team gets more national TV exposure than one of the NBA's flagship franchises, something extraordinary is happening. This unprecedented level of coverage isn't happening because TV executives are Clark fans. It's happening because viewers tune in when she plays. Networks follow money, and money follows viewership. It's that simple. The WNBA knows it too. That's why their latest commercial heavily features Clark. They're leaning into what works.
Of course, we have the Indiana Fever being that premier team in the WNBA. They are the team that has the most fans. Like they said, every away game turns into a home game. Like, they know that they have that fan base.
The story told by attendance, numbers, merchandise sales, and TV coverage confirms one undeniable reality. CaitlinClark is the driving force behind the WNBA's current popularity surge. She's not just a great player. She's transforming the economics of an entire professional sports league. The contrast couldn't be more striking. One player makes bold claims about her impact and then hides when asked to back them up. The other quietly transforms the entire league with measurable, indisputable results. One avoids questions, the other answers critics with sold-out arenas and record-breaking numbers. This isn't about opinions anymore. It's not about who you like more or who plays better. It's about cold, hard facts, and those facts tell us exactly who's really driving women's basketball forward.
Here we have today, basically clapping back at all of that and proving that they know that they are the moment, they are the Showtime team, they are the biggest team currently in the WNBA. This kind of stuff is not only good for the Indiana Fever, it's good for the entire WNBA.
The Fever didn't just draft CaitlinClark last year and hope for the best. They built an entire organization, strategy around her that shows they understand something fundamental. Star power needs to be backed by real commitment both on and off the court. While the Chicago Sky seem unsure what to do with AngelReese, is she the future? Just another player, a marketing asset? The class clown Indiana has gone Allen with a clear win now mentality. They've surrounded Clark with veteran talent like Sophie Cunningham, Dana Bonner, and Natasha Howard. These aren't random additions, they're calculated moves to create an environment where Clark can thrive. Immediately, Cunningham even compared Clark to a young Diana Taurasi, saying her game is spicier, flashier, and somehow even more dangerous. That's not just teammate support, it's recognition of genuine star power from someone who knows what it looks like. The Fever understood something crucial: drafting a superstar isn't enough, you need to build around them.
I think anytime you play with the go-to-bar team or the go-to-bar game, you're going to learn a lot. You know, you have to be ready for the ball, head on a swivel at all times. And the way that she throws the ball is a lot how DT threw it. I think this is just the younger version of her, so she has a little bit more energy, a little bit more spunk. I miss DT in her prime, but it doesn't mean she wasn't great when I played with her. But honestly, at the end of the day, everybody can shoot, right? If you're cutting and you're open, you're going to get the ball. And so you just have to be ready for that. And I'm excited for that. And I think you'll see 1 through 5 is interchangeable. And so you'll see the 5 bring the ball down. So it's going to be a little different for other teams to play defense against us.
This strategic approach reveals the gap between the Fever and Sky organizations. The Fever know that genuine star power must be backed by organizational commitment and on-court success. You can't just put a player on billboards and expect attendance to skyrocket. You need to win games, create chemistry, and build something fans want to be part of. The addition of those winning veterans alongside young stars, Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and Kelsey Mitchell, creates a perfectly balanced roster. It's designed to compete immediately, not just sell tickets. The message is clear: we're not waiting 3 years to be good, we're trying to win right now. That's how you capitalize on momentum, by giving fans something to cheer for beyond just one player. This approach stands in stark contrast to Chicago's more passive strategy with The skies seem uncertain whether to build around her or treat her as just another player. There's no clear vision for how Reese fits into their long-term plans, no aggressive moves to surround her with complementary talent. It's the difference between a franchise with direction and one that's simply reacting.
Did CaitlinClark make AngelReese point at the ring finger back at LSU? Did CaitlinClark make AngelReese hop up off the bench like a member of Cobra Kai when Kennedy Carter cheap-shotted Caitlin? Does CaitlinClark make AngelReese complain about everything? She can't afford to pay her rent. She can't do this. She can't do that. A lot of whining. But then all of the narcissistic comments at the same time. And maybe she comes by it honest.
The Fever's commitment extends beyond just the roster. They've upgraded facilities, expanded marketing initiatives, and embraced their role as the WNBA's new centerpiece franchise. They understand that maximizing Clark's impact requires a comprehensive approach that touches every aspect of the organization. What makes this especially significant is how quickly it all happened within a year. Indiana transformed from an afterthought to the WNBA's most talked about team. They went from lottery regulars to must-see TV. That kind of transformation doesn't happen by accident. It happens through strategic planning and organizational alignment around a central vision.
We're not here to chase greatness. We're here to claim it. Our ambitions don't fit into headlines or highlight reels. So if you thought we arrived,
2 more for Boston.
now you know. We're not here for the moment. We're here for the takeover.
The Fever's approach proves that genuine star power, combined with smart organizational strategy, creates a winning formula both on the court and at the box office. You can't separate the two. The teams that succeed don't just draft stars, they build ecosystems where those stars can thrive. While Reese struggles to back up her claims with results, Clark and the Fever are showing that actions speak louder than words in building a basketball phenomenon. Clark hasn't needed to tell people she's a draw. The Fever have built an entire strategy around that fact, and the results speak for themselves. The contrast couldn't be clearer. One player talks about her impact while another silently transforms a League One team, seems uncertain about their direction while the other commits fully to a clear vision. The differences aren't just about the players, they're about organizational philosophy, strategic thinking, and understanding what it takes to turn star power into sustained success.
For May the 17th in Indianapolis, Indiana, when the season is going to be kicked off with the Ali Frazier of our generation, CaitlinClark hosting the Chicago Sky and AngelReese. The Indiana Fever at Gamebridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis.
The truth is crystal clear. At this point, while AngelReese hides from questions about her impact, CaitlinClark is literally transforming women's basketball with cold, hard numbers backing her up. You can't argue with sold-out arenas, record-breaking jersey sales, and unprecedented TV coverage. The 2025 season will tell the full story. Clark's Fever will dominate national television while playing in packed NBA arenas. Meanwhile, Reese faces the impossible task of somehow justifying those bold claims with actual results. This shows us something important about sports and life. Some people talk about greatness, others just achieve it, silently letting their impact speak for itself. If your team Clark, comment baby goat over baby giraffe down below, like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next